Welcome to my channel, The Three Mountains. My name is White Eagle. Now we continue with part 2 of the topic Crocodile Sebek. I continue my narration from the last video. Evil in this way will grow inside you if you don't stop it by killing it with the Divine Mother Kundalini and refraining yourself from doing any actual harm to people around you. Remember that you have been accepted in the superior worlds in the secret order of Tibet. Remember your vows. And now let's go to video number 37. And here we have the 10 pillars that must stand inside you. And you will see Master Samael in the astral standing them up. Yes. And they are in relation with your vows. And let's take a look at the vows, just a few of them. Here we go. So number 1, abstention from killing living beings or love. Number 2, abstention from taking what is not given or generosity. Number 3, abstention from sexual misconduct. Yeah, and that means actually to perform alchemy, only do alchemy. Now let's go back to my writings, my paperwork. So you can watch this video on your own. Please do so. Now let's continue with this, what I have prepared. Let's clarify this topic here. You can't lift a finger to anyone in revenge. You can't harm anyone who hurts you or is hurting you. You will have to take the blow, kill the ego that arises in any of the 5 centers of your machine and walk away, or stand there and do nothing but endure. Remember Jesus, when he was arrested, he remained silent throughout the humiliation. You are allowed to defend yourself, to hide, to run away, but not to attack back. Blows from people will come to you in particular. Why? Because you are on this path towards liberation. And now I will show you, for you to remember, what are the degrees or stages of liberation along the path. In the first mountain, you will be creating the psychological moon inside yourself. So I'll show you this video number 49. In just a moment. My computer is slow today. Here we go. The mechanical robot or intellectual humanoid or rational. Let's try to bring you this image. Remember this, I remember this experience in the astral where Master Samael told me that the moon exerts a lot of power on all of humanity. Yes, I advise you to watch this video again. This is the first step of liberation, yes, inside you by creating the psychological moon. The second stage, that is also in the first mountain, is to become the planetary man. And we go to that video to take a look. And there we go. So this is the second video, and this video number 50. Yeah. And well, I leave it to you. You can watch it in your own time. Let's go back now to my writings. The third stage of liberation happens in the second mountain when you become the solar man. And this is after you take the direct path. Remember, my teachings are to somebody who wants to walk the direct path to the absolute, not the spiral road. Yes, so here is this video, and this is the image for the video. Please, I advise you again to watch it, yes, with time, in your own time. Let's go back now to my writings. And then after that, the fourth stage happens in the third mountain when you become the galactic man. Yeah. And the fifth stage is when you become an infinite man, or the infinite of Albert Einstein. Let's take a look. And This video is called Conclusion of the first lecture. Yes, and here he says the solar man has the right to become a galactic man. Yes, and in this video I speak about how to become an infinite man as well. Now let's go back to my paperwork. Let's continue. I continue with my narration. People outside are not walking the path, so they won't be tested like you. Master Samael will throw the tests at you inside your own environment. So nothing is coincidence or bad luck. Remember that in video 28, Achieving Balance in Life, I did show you 3 lines. Let's see if I can show you again. Just a moment. It's taking its own time. Okay, there we go. So there are 3 lines. One was regarding your egos, yes, and that you need to try to keep an eye and come back to the point of 0, being okay and in self-control. The second line is regards your mind and being in the present moment. Yes, and the third one has to do with the environment. So the environment can become heavier or lighter, and I did tell you that Master Samael is the one in charge of the environment along the path. Now we go back now to my paperwork. When people throw a blow at you, pay attention and see if it hurts. If it hurts inside, then you know that the ego inside you is still alive. And because the ego is inside us, mixed with our essence, the ego is the one feeling hurt, not the essence. After we kill the ego, when people will try to throw a blow at us, it will not hurt us inside anymore, because we are only free essence or consciousness inside. So we stop being victim of the circumstances, victims of the environment, and one will see evil coming through the astral, and you can divert the evil from reaching you at all, or you can create new circumstances. So you have work to do, much spiritual work to carry out until the ego dies completely inside you. How do we know an ego is dead inside us? When the feeling is gone and you feel nothing towards that person who hurt you. I have explained this already in video number 11, yes, so I'm not going to go back there. First, we do the spiritual work with the white moon Nahema. This work is on a small scale. Next, we do the spiritual work with the dark moon Lilith. And this work is done on a big scale and the pain is much, much worse. Now meditate on this. If you feel hurt by words that someone said about you, for example in an argument with your boss at work, then how much more will it hurt when people do serious things to you, evil things? Remember that the ego feels hurt inside. So, to kill the ego from its root will hurt a lot, yeah, especially when you need to unroot the ego, yeah, from your entrails. So to kill an ego on the surface level hurts, but not that much compared to killing and extirpating an ego buried deep inside us. So that's the work in the second mountain, inside our own inferior dimensions. The deeper we go in our spiritual work of elimination of the egos inside us, the more pain we feel. The blows that we must withstand are huge and more hurtful, harmful. The experiences that we go through become in the physical. That's why the second mountain is called the Great Work. Next, I'm going to show you an image of the Kabbalah tree inside a self-realized man. And please notice the creation, the ray of creation continues from Malkuth down into our inferior dimensions. And remember, each one of us has her own inferior dimensions. Yeah, where the egos are hidden. So we see here Malkuth, and from Malkuth the ray of creation goes down, and we can see the Kabbalah tree in an inverted form. Yes, so that's the work of the second mountain. We will have to descend to each sphere to work on the egos hidden on each sphere. Now let's continue. We will descend to work on killing the egos of the black moon, Lilith, that are inside us, in our lower part of the Kabbalah tree. Each one of us has his own inferior dimensions or hells. The ray of creation reaches Malkuth and descends into the Klipoth that exists inside us. The drawing I have shown you before only shows the upper part of the Kabbalah tree. Yeah, and I'll show you now. Just a moment. This one. Yeah, so this is the one I have shown you before with the bodies of sin, the 4 bodies of sin, right? The physical, the vital, the astral, and the mental. In the second mountain, we will descend to the bottom part of the Kabbalah tree, where the environment becomes heavier and heavier as we descend deeper and deeper. Now I have this important picture to show you, and here, just a moment, it's gone down. Just a moment. I'm not getting the picture in the middle of the computer. There we go. So here we have the superior part of the Kabbalah tree, and it shows how many laws we are ruled in each sephirah. Yeah, and as the ray of the creation descends, we reach Malkuth, which is earth, and we live under 48 laws. But the ray of creation descends into the Klipoth, and you see how the laws get multiplied. Yeah, so there are, it's huge. How can I say, the mechanicity and the density as we descend. The environment becomes very, very heavy, yeah, to work in those environments. Yes. Now, on this image on the right, we have the 4 bodies of sin, and I want to clarify that in the first mountain, we only create the superior existential bodies of the being. Yes, the vital, the astral, the mental, and the causal. In the second mountain, we are going to fill those bodies that we have created with gold, and that's the great work. Now let's continue. I want to point out with this drawing that after you finish the work in the second mountain, you will have filled the superior existential bodies of the being with gold. You will have created the solar vital, solar astral, solar mental, and solar causal bodies. So you are in Tipereth, yes, in the Kabbalah tree, and you incarnate the human soul. So I go back now to the drawing, because after you have finished the work in the second mountain, inside the Kabbalah tree, you will be in Tipereth, yes, the middle triangle, yeah, or ethical triangle. Yeah, so Tipereth is, let's see, here we have Malkuth, physical, vital, astral, mental, causal. Here, right in the middle, yes, is Tipereth. You will incarnate your human soul. It's not that you, after the second mountain, you don't reach God the Father, Kether, yes? You are just in the middle of the Kabbalah tree. Now let's continue with the explanation. Now, these are the words of Master Samael. Atman unfolds himself into the spiritual soul, Buddhi, The spiritual soul unfolds into the human soul, Tipereth, who is the superior manas. The human soul unfolds into the essence, or Buddhata. The essence is trapped inside the four bodies of sin, and see above, the drawing I have just shown you. Every elemental essence can convert itself into a human soul at its time and hour, and according to the law, says Master Samael. The human soul is incarnated in the human being when the initiate enters into the world of Tipereth, in the fifth initiation of major mysteries. Now, I want to clarify that in order to do the second mountain, you have to remember that the second Logos, the Christ, descends as a baby inside us. So here we have Master Samael is being asked a question by the audience. Master, first of all, what are the requirements to incarnate the Christ? And Master Samael answers, well, I find this question quite interesting. There is more to it than requirements. Unquestionably, it is necessary to have built the existential superior bodies of the being, and to be working feverishly in the dissolution of the animal ego. And only when one has already built the superior existential bodies of the being can one afford to receive the Venustic initiation. Obviously, with the Venustic initiation, the incarnation of the intimate Christ is achieved in the heart of the human being. That is all. Now, my words. In the first mountain, one creates or builds the superior existential bodies of the being. The day that you incarnate the Christ as a beautiful baby that sits on the throne in the astral, you know that the second mountain is starting, and the work is to fill with gold the superior existential bodies of the being that you have created in the first mountain. Remember, the Christ sits on a throne in the astral. He is the Lamb of God. Do not confuse the second Logos with other beautiful babies that you may see in your astral. Yes? As for clarification. And I put a picture here of the Christ. And this is, of course, this is the baby Jesus Christ in Christianity. And in the Hindu tradition, we have Krishna. Yes? This is the end of part 2 of the Crocodile Sebek. I leave you my email for inquiries, and I will be recording part 3 very soon. Thanks for watching.